I think what we need to first and foremost realize is that large insurance companies will remain large, and therefore trying to figure out a way to work with them, it may take a little bit of time, and we need to come to an agreement and an understanding on how we collaborate. So that is one. So when it comes to product development, true product innovation is still some ways to go. So if you look at any of the startups that are coming into the space, the products are still developed in the most traditional manner. We still underwrite based on the table, and we still do pricing based on traditional ways. This is despite the fact that there's actually data that is probably available, or at least the customer is willing to share certain data that could actually lead into dynamic pricing, user-based underwriting, or even hyper-personalized engagement with the customer. So this data is available. How we collect this data, the insurtech companies could potentially help the insurance companies. At the same time, there has to be some participation from the reinsurers where they look at this data and they too are ready to take certain risks that today they may not have. So it has to be a collaboration between the insurtech companies, the insurance companies, the reinsurers, as well as the regulators. So these four parties need to come together in order to drive product innovation. I think we meet during events like this, or we meet when they are pitching their products and solutions to us. We need to move from that into kind of like having what we call, it's almost like a think tank. So let's get together and start talking about this. Sometimes it's important to talk the talk in addition to walking the talk. So what I mean by talk the talk is that the various players within the insurance ecosystem need to come together to have discussions on where the gaps are, what gaps have we identified, and perhaps because the collaboration is tighter and closer and the insurtechs come with a different mindset and different set of eyes, that they may be able to identify certain problems that we may not have uncovered ourselves. So I think that kind of collaboration and that kind of continuous exchanges and sharing could probably help us work better together. I think the biggest challenge is how quickly can we find a solution, and how quickly can POCs go into production. So the path to production is something that is still very complicated for most startups. So there are innovation agendas running in most companies where POCs may be easier, but 90% of the POCs do not materialize. In fact, 99% of POCs don't materialize. So what is lacking at the moment is to have a very clear path to production. So that is one thing that the insurtech companies should expect of the insurance companies to do, and the insurance companies should be ready and willing to do it. We also all need to have a long-term view, or at least a mid-term view. What are we looking to achieve 36 months from now? Now, once that view is clear, then we know exactly what we need to deal with today and what we need to do in order to build towards meeting the 36-month objective. I think that is where the challenges can actually be mitigated.